Okay, picture this. You step out into that humid morning air in Eidapali, Kochi. You walk past the busy streets and you find this green oasis, Changampuza Park.
Mhm.
It's early, maybe a Monday, maybe Thursday. The sun's just starting to come through the palm trees, and the sounds. Wow.
What do you hear?
You hear these soft giggles and then this rhythmic thud like feet on a wooden floor and then this really soulful melody, a traditional kirtanam, a devotional song just floating out from this hall.
Ah, yeah. That specific sound near the Changampuza, near Thaswadaka, Sadas, that's the sound of, well, it's like a cultural shift happening right there.
Shift. How so?
Well, we're diving into this dance program today. It only started a few years back, 2019, actually. And it's pretty revolutionary
Okay.
because it's exclusively for women aged 50 and older. And, I mean, it's really challenging some very old ideas about what women should do at that age.
Right. That's really the heart of our deep dive today, isn't it? We're looking at self-rediscovery, but like in action.
Exactly. How this specific community in South India is basically tearing up that old script. You know the one.
The one that says once you hit retirement age, especially if you're a woman, you just sort of fade quietly into the background.
Yes, that one. These women, they're doing the complete opposite. They're taking center stage, literally, with classical dance.
So our mission today is to figure out where this started, how they made this demanding art form work for them, and what kind of community grew out of it all.
Right, so let's unpack that initial spark.
Yeah.
Where did it all begin?
It really starts with one person, Usha Venugopal. She's a retired school teacher, used to teach at St. Paul's College.
Okay.
And like so many women everywhere, she had this passion for dance when she was younger. But, life happens.
Career, family, it pushes those personal passions aside.
Exactly. They get put on a shelf. But Usha, when she retired, she thought, okay, now's my time. She started looking for dance classes.
And what did she find?
Well, it wasn't quite what she hoped. She found that often older learners were treated like an afterthought.
Not taken seriously.
Yeah, like the dedication wasn't really expected or matched by the instructors, and she felt really disappointed. The word she used was heartbroken.
Wow, that's strong. But instead of just giving up,
No, that frustration actually lit a fire. She decided, okay, if the space I want doesn't exist, I'll create it.
good for her. So what did she do?
She started talking to people in her network, rallied support, and then she reached out to RLV Mithuna Athish.
Ah, Midhuna, a really experienced classical dance instructor
Yeah,
and a former colleague of Usha's.
that's her. And what's really amazing about Mithuna's side of this,
Get this. She said yes immediately. No hesitation.
seriously,
Yeah.
wasn't she juggling a lot personally at that time?
Yes. She was a new mother with a 6-month-old baby at home. And she still took on this completely new, demanding teaching project. That's commitment.
That really is. And it suggests a certain philosophy behind it, right? It wasn't about creating competition winners.
Not at all. Midhuna got it instantly. These women weren't there to win trophies. They were there, as she put it, for the sheer thrill of the art.
So success wasn't going to be measured by, perfect technique.
Nope. It was about rediscovering that joy, that part of themselves that life and duty had kind of dimmed for a long time.
Thinking about aging more broadly, that's such a powerful message. It's like giving permission.
Permission to be a beginner again.
Yeah, and permission to prioritize something purely personal, artistic, physical, outside of those expected roles of mother, grandmother, retired, professional.
Absolutely. Reclaiming that identity
Mhm.
and what they chose to begin with. It's not exactly easy knitting, is it?
No kidding. They're diving into Bharatanatyam and Mohiniyattam, two really majestic but also physically demanding South Indian classical forms.
Very demanding. Bharatanatyam with its, strong lines and footwork, and Mohiniyattam with those graceful flowing movements. Both need serious discipline and fitness.
And that brings us to a really key point the adaptations Minhuna had to make. Because these forms, they have some really tough physical requirements.
Oh, definitely. Think about the Aramandalam stance, that deep, half-sitting position. It's fundamental, especially in Bharatanatyam.
Right, it looks beautiful, but I imagine it's murder on the knees, especially after, decades of living.
Exactly right. So Midhuna knew, look, if this is going to work, if it's going to be sustainable and accessible, the art has to bend a little to the dancer.
Not the other way around.
Precisely. So she tweaked the training. She specifically softened that Aramandalam stance, made it less deep, easier on the joints.
That seems like a small change, but technically and maybe philosophically, that's huge, isn't it?
It really is. because it shifts the focus.
I wonder, though, for someone steeped in classical tradition like Midhuna, is there a tension there? Like, are you watering down the art form if you soften its demands?
It's a valid question, from an artistic purist standpoint,
Mm.
but Midhuna's answer sort of redefines success for this context. The goal isn't to perfectly replicate some historical standard from centuries ago. The goal is expression, joy, and letting these women continue dancing.
Ah.
She's very clear. Perfection is not the benchmark.
So what is?
It's simpler, more visceral. It's the sweat they break and the smiles they share. That effort, that devotion is the art form for them.
Wow. That's a powerful way to look at it. And you really see that devotion reflected in the stories of the women themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Take someone like Mary Joseph. She had this really distinguished academic career, former dean of social work at Rajagiri College in Kochi, very intellectual background.
And she traded lecture halls for, what do they call it, the larums.
Yeah, those little wooden clappers dancers use or the teacher uses to keep the rhythm. She didn't just dip her toe in. She really committed. She wanted to perform.
And did she?
She did. She's performed 3 times already, including, and this is a big deal, at the Guruvir Sri Krishna Temple.
Wow. Performing classical dance in a major temple at this stage in her life, after maybe dreaming about it for decades, that must feel incredible.
It's got to be more than just a hobby at that point. It's like this profound validation. And then there's Anitha Thambi. She's 63, retired as a senior superintendent from the State Electricity Board, KSM.
Ah, and her story sounds familiar too, doesn't it? Dreamed of dancing young.
Yep, clipped early on.
Yeah.
Usually family duties, economic needs took priority. The dance studio dream just kind of faded out.
But now...
Now, Anitha says the classes just transport her back, right back to her carefree days. And she's got this amazing support system now.
Oh.
Her husband and her son.
Mm.
They're apparently her biggest fans. Front row, every single show, cheering her on.
That's fantastic. That family support validating her choice now must mean the world.
It really must. And, the troupe's artistic journey is evolving, too. It mirrors their personal growth.
How do you mean? They're not just doing the standard classical pieces.
Well, they started there, learning the foundations. But now their repertoire is expanding, becoming something really unique to them.
Like what?
Okay, a great example is this piece they created. It's an adaptation of a really beloved poem by Edasari Govindan Nair called Puthapattu.
Oh, I think I know that one. It's about village life, flowers blooming, very evocative of Kerala.
Exactly. And they've translated those beautiful poetic images into synchronized steps, expressions, mudras. It connects their dance directly to their culture, their home.
That shows real ownership, doesn't it? They're not just learning steps, they're creating something meaningful with the art form.
Totally. But while the performances are amazing and that creative work is so important, the real heart of this whole thing, maybe the biggest success story, it happens off stage.
You mean the community, the bonds between the women?
That's exactly it. That's where a simple dance class becomes this unbreakable sisterhood.
It's fascinating to think about that transition. You see them arrive?
Right. They arrive, and it's, normal chatter, catching up, swapping stories about grandkids, maybe sharing some filter coffee.
It's just regular life stuff.
Yeah. But then the music starts, and the shift is, it's almost electric. You see, the everyday worries just melt away.
And the focus comes in.
Totally. Hands start moving in those expressive mudras, feet find the rhythm, and their faces, they genuinely light up. There's this focus, this fire, almost youthful in its intensity.
That fills such a crucial social need, doesn't it? Especially after retirement, when professional networks might dissolve.
It absolutely does. They've got a shared purpose, a structured activity, a common challenge, and they celebrate each other's efforts. It's vital.
It's more than just dance practice. It's like a chosen family.
That's the perfect way to put it. And this family, this sisterhood, it shows up most strongly when things get tough. We heard some really specific examples.
Like what? Simple things first.
Yeah, like birthdays aren't just a quick happy birthday. They turn into these impromptu little feasts. Someone brings homemade hayasam, that delicious sweet pudding right there in the hall. Shared food, shared laughter, synchronized claps even.
That's lovely. But it goes deeper too, right?
Much deeper. When the hard times hit, a health scare for one of them, or maybe the sadness of saying goodbye to a family member, that circle just draws tighter instantly.
They're there for each other.
They share the tears, they share the support, and somehow, through that vulnerability, they find this shared resolve. It reinforces how much this bond anchors them.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, what does it all mean? It started with Isha's personal quest, her heartbreak, really.
And Midhuna's incredible commitment.
And it's blossomed into this intricate tapestry, these deep, unbreakable bonds. The whole thing feels like this joyful, graceful rebellion against what society often expects of older women.
It truly is. They're proving their worth isn't tied to the job they retired from or the roles they used to play. It's measured by the passions they're embracing now.
Exactly. And this specific place, Kochi, Changampuja Park, and these specific art forms, Bharatanatyam, Mohiniyattam, even adapted, they point to something universal, don't they?
Absolutely. It's about the incredible power of community and finding passion to completely redefine your sense of purpose later in life. They are actively and beautifully rewriting that script of fading away that the world often hands them.
It just proves, doesn't it? When that passion calls, whenever it calls, it's never too late to answer. You just need open arms, maybe some eager feet.
And maybe a whole trump of new sisters cheering you on.
Yeah.
Which, leaves us with a question for you, the listener. If we embrace this idea, this model of late-life creativity, where it's not about perfection or trophies, then what is the real measure of success?
Is it getting on stage under the lights?
Or is it having your family there beaming in the front row?
Maybe it's the deep bond you forge with the other women.
Or is it simply, finally, stepping back into the rhythm of your own forgotten dream, making space for the person you always wanted to be but never quite had the time for?
Something to think about.